last time? We came back. I think we have a main quest to do still. We have a bunch of main quest stuff. We gotta get to Dresden. Alright, those Hell Knights need our help too. Right. Okay. I can just close this. I don't need that anymore. I also need to talk to some people, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. First though, let's clear a little bit of this inventory. Okay. Don't need that. Okay, I think we can sell most of this. If it's not magical, it can get sold. Even +1 chain shirt. Definitely sellable. Really, £5. I have a lot of copies of some books. Like, a lot of copies of some books. I think I need to start storing some of these scrolls. They actually do end up weighing a lot.
Our path leads on.
There they are. For now, let's store most of them. I have a lot of these spells on hand already. And I'm not in a big dungeon where I think I'll need a bunch of them. Perfect. We'll keep the cold iron ammunition. Well, I think we're good with that. Alright, let's go find Irabeth. We need to talk to her about that scabbard. Let me just say something. Looks even more serious than usual. Before you, this wasn't a war. It was agony, drawn out over decades. No one believed in victory anymore. When the demons attacked the city, for some it was a relief. At the end, at least the end had come. They laid down their weapons and surrendered without a fight. I felt the same thing, but I somehow got through on stubbornness, and the vague hope that if nobody found Inevia's body, she might, by some miracle, have survived, and that miracle was you. You returned my beloved to me when I'd nearly lost all hope of seeing her alive again. Then, went on a suicide mission to the Great Garrison and won the city back for us. You turned a defeat into a victory. I know it wasn't easy, but you make everything seem effortless. You do everything just like that, she says with a snap of her fingers. The Queen believes in your powers too, but for me, they're just more proof of what I felt that day when I saw Nevia alive standing next to you. You're the miracle we've been waiting for. You're the one who will finally put an end to this terrible war, and, in spite of everything, deliver us victory we so desperately need. With you, I'm sure this crusade will achieve what the others could not. I found the scabbard from your family. This scabbard held the solemn hour, my family sword. My father once fought with it, and I took it when I left home to become a paladin. Alas, it was not stolen. I parted with my heirloom willingly to help someone dear to me. And Nevia needed expensive healing, and having no other way to procure the money, I pawned my father's sword. I think he would have understood. I'm sure he would have given up everything to help the family. I hoped to redeem the solemn hour eventually, but there was never enough money, and soon the sword disappeared from the pawn shop altogether. I have no idea who took it. Seems like I'll have to part with my father's sword forever. I'm sure we'll find it. Started early. Yes, I did. I was saying yesterday I was going to try and start earlier. That was the idea. Is she sick? You'll forgive me if I don't go into detail. It is a private matter. Suffice to say, everything is fine now. The treatment was costly, but worth it. She lovingly traces the name imprinted on the silver on the scabbard's leather. My parents were loyal servants, yet it wasn't enough to earn them a title or a coat of arms. However humble our name might be, it is worth something. I don't know if I'll ever see the solemn hour again, but at least I have its scabbard back. Thank you. Excellent. Okay, talk to her about that. How close am I to level 6? Right, I need about 6,000 XP. Yeah, time to take out some demons. Alright, let's see. Cold water, the outcast. Gray hair, dark skin, scarlet eyes. Just how deadly she can be in a fight. Should try and find that person at some point. Okay, so we have to go to Dresden. We have to help the Hell Knights. We should talk to Nenio. We should talk to Sela as well. Okay. Sophie also needs to talk about something. Let's just go find our companions. See if they have anything they want to talk about.
I will guide us.
There's Nenio. Boy, I'm pleased with you. I asked you to bring me to safety, and that's exactly what you did. Indeed, having a follower to aid me is most efficient and frankly pleasing. With you on hand, I shall conquer new horizons, plumb the depths of knowledge hitherto unknown, and scale the dizzying heights of future discoveries. What I mean is, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude. I foresee immense potential in our future cooperation. Happy to help. Hand in hand, we will unravel the greatest mysteries inaccessible to the minds of ordinary people. Just imagine it. I, leading the way, proudly staring into the face of the gods themselves, as you, my loyal follower, walking behind me every step of the way, writing down my deepest thoughts and admiring the profundity of my intellect. If we hold hands, you won't be able to go in front of me and lead the way. You are the catalyst, which, when it reacts with my intellect, will allow the latter to grasp the very essence of the universe itself. You always express yourself so effusively. What? Who are you? Nenio stares at you for a while in bewilderment in her eyes, but then it is replaced by recognition. Oh yes, my new follower. So what am I supposed to do? Oh yes, I must provide some verbal encouragement for your as yet modest achievements, and try to induce you to strive for more of such encouragement. That is the principle that underpins my training. She frowns, but only for an instant. Ah, I see. Your modest nature was unsettled by my overabundance of my gratitude. I do apologize for putting you in such an awkward position. I will never praise you again, unless I forget. Alright. Let's get back to the business at hand. Your new assignment will be to take me to the inconspicuous ruins that are located in an even more inconspicuous valley laying between Canabras and Dresden, as soon as it is reasonably practicable. Or practicable. I'll mark the place on your map with a large red cross so you won't forget. Alright, cool. Well, now you know. So off we go, Nadia frowns. Did I just make the rhyme? Perhaps I've discovered a poetic talent in myself. Let's conduct an experiment. Quickly, say any word and I'll try to find a rhyme for it right away. Creation, crustacean, cogitation. Very nice. Not the best rhymes, don't you think? Well, this experiment was unsuccessful. We learned that I have no poetic talent after all. Nadia sighs. But it's no reason to despair. Having a gift of poetry in addition to my inexhaustible intelligence would have been a little too much. Besides, I am catastrophically busy, and I have no time to spend on writing poetry. Yeah, my name's Gustavus. On the grand scale of world history, your name is irrelevant. I have no reason to remember it. You see, the brain of any given individual can contain only limited amounts of facts. I only expend my memory on things that are truly important. The laws of thermodynamics, divine esoterica, planar geography, things that will lead Galarian to a brighter future. Alright. She rubs her nose. Besides, what if I make a great discovery, but I won't be able to remember it because my memory is full of outdated and useless information? What a nightmare that would be. What a loss for the whole of Galarian. Oh, boy. Alright, I'm just gonna let that go. She produces a crumpled piece of paper. This conversation lasted approximately 5 minutes. She lifts her chin. By the way, did you know that is the exact same amount of time the Inquisitors of Canterbury's need to find a defendant guilty? I did not. But to shake off Inquisitors chasing you takes 5 minutes as long. That experiment proved that running while clad in heavy armor is not burdensome for them at all. Oh dear. Alright. Well, I'm just glad to be free of that conversation.
That is quite a discovery.
Oh, light barding. I can use that, actually. I think the ham can use that. Yep, he can use light barding for now. There he goes. Ham has some light barding. Alright. That's actually quite good. He's got 30 armor class now. The Warham is soon arriving.
Godspeed.
Seela looks sad and pensive. It's good to see you. Get this. Jana, the one who ran away when we were attacked by demons, never went back to her unit. She's been seen running towards Numeria. Looks like she's deserted. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about, or not the only thing. Since our raid on the Houndheart's camp, I've had the sinking feeling that I made a mistake. Dragging you into all this, I mean. I should have known that the raid along the edge of the world wouldn't be so easy. But mostly, I was wrong about a lot of people. About Jana, who lost her nerve and abandoned her friends. About Girl, I knew he was a thief, but I really thought he'd turned over a new leaf and deserved a little compassion and trust. And Elon, I thought we were kindred spirits, friends through thick and thin. But it looks like I was wrong about him too. She looks at you closely, awaiting your answer. Lawful. You've made a lot of mistakes, but you can't go blind trust, especially when it comes to people who slipped up in the past. Yeah, that's pretty Gustavus. But I made mistakes in the past too, and I've managed to find my way towards the right path. Why should I deny others the same chance? She stops. Forgive me, I spoke out of turn. I'll think about what you said. Thanks for listening to my grumblings and for helping me get to the bottom of this. I'm not going to leave things as they stand. If I get a chance, I'll track Jana down and see if I can talk some sense into her and find out why Curl did what he did. I can't stop thinking about what Elon told me in the end. I really have become more powerful than paladins who are far more experienced and selfless than me. There's something not right about that. A servant of Iomade should gain their powers through dedication or dedicated personal effort. It's the only way to make sure they'll be used for the power of good. Our journey so far, it's all wrong, and it means I need to be 3 times as hard on myself now. Wow. Poor Seela. Hey, how's it going, man? Good afternoon. Did I miss anything else? I think there's... Good. How about you? I'm doing actually fantastic. Find the lost relics of the Crusaders. How close am I to affiliate? I honestly don't know. I think I could probably do the onboarding soon, or should be able to. I could probably, yeah, I can probably do the onboarding soon. Just been looking over stuff, making sure YouTube videos get out. All right. I think so. If not, it'll get there pretty soon. Cold Waters, Banner, Citadel. Okay, so I gotta go save these guys. I need to talk to Socio. That's what I need to do before I forgot. If I forget to do that, it'll be terrible. Okay. Yeah, I need to find those relics. I don't know where. Wipe out abandoned cultists. Yeah. Carefully exploring the right bank of the West Sullen. Okay. Well, first let's go talk to
Let us press on.
our cleric friend. There he is, Socio. Oh, good afternoon, Commander. Thank you for finding the time to speak with me. What do you want to talk about? I have a personal request. While we're still in the vicinity of Canabres, I'd like to visit the martyr Zacharias' cemetery nearby. I want to attend the funeral of my friend from the Temple of Shaylin, who died defending the city. And if it isn't too much to ask, I'd like you to accompany me when I honor their memory. Their friends and relatives will be there. Who knows, perhaps the commander's own presence will be a small consolation for them. Making dinner, so in and out. Oh, well, enjoy. I know that you are burdened by many cares right now, so I understand if you can't find the time. But if you could, I would be sincerely grateful. Sure. Thank you for talking to me. Alright, yeah, let's go do that then. We'll just want to talk about anything? Hey, Chief. How about letting me go? Why would I need a thief in your party? What if I rob you in your sleep? I mean, I'm not going on to, but for now. But what if I get into a rush of inspiration? Okay. Show me what you can get using your connections. What can you get with those thiefling connections? Veteran's armor. What's so special? I guess that's okay. Watangi. Ghost Sting. Some okay stuff, honestly. I'm not jumping for joy, but it's not bad. Keen composite longbow. Keen. I believe that lowers its crit threshold. This guy's a whole store? Yeah. Wait. Ooh. If I... Wait, no, that's my shit. Wait, I got very confused there for a second. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I want to hold on to the hat. I guess this is fine for now. Let's check something real quick. I want to check lawn. Because now that I got this actually... I think this is probably better. Just because it's a keen bow, so, like, I'll get more crits out of it. So I think it's a better choice. I think it's going to end up just being a better choice overall. Alright. Alright. Let's go, I guess, save these Hell Knights. Sounds like the plan. Alright. Nenio is pretty strong. So, I am more than happy to bring him along. I do kind of want to bring Ember. I like her as a character. It's just Nenio has the good spells. I don't know who I'd want to replace. Like, I have so many heals with this. Decisions. Like, I'm not going to replace Darren because Darren is just too good. Having all those casts for heals is so good. And then same with Cessio, he's really good with AoE heals. This is a very balanced party, I feel, so, oh well. Maybe once I level up, maybe I'll put some stuff on her to make her a little bit, because she has some Cure Wounds stuff that could be useful. Let's see. Like, I just like having the Cleric along since he can actually do some damage. Let's see. I guess we... Oh wait, no, I have to cross there. Okay. My bad. Everyone's getting tired though. Oh no, but we can camp. You considered some of your experiments could hurt other people. Not everyone is willing to sacrifice themselves for science. Apologies, Cleric Boy. What did you just ask me? I wasn't listening. I was busy mixing experimental acids in the communal cooking pot. Of course. The banter. Yeah. How strong is that demon army looking? Not that strong, right? Yeah. Pursue. All sass all the time. Alright. Zombies. Yeah, let's knock out some zombies. And my general's a caster, so... Wow. Low morale causes the footmen to panic. That's no good. That's also no good. Alright. Why is my morale so low? Okay, well, let's move here. Let's try and guard as best we can. Yeah, zombies and such are usually pretty tanky. Okay, we can knock out a few of those zombies. There we go. These whites and zombies are actually quite tanky. Jeez. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright. These zombie stats are crazy. Same with these whites. Just a lot of beef there. Alright, let's try and weaken these whites if we can. Okay, that zombie horde is really not doing anything else now. Let's try and knock these whites down to size. So like usually you'd think in combat it's like, ah, well, you know, you just try and take out one at a time, but it seems to be more effective to weaken them both significantly because it can take a while to try and wipe them out. But if you weaken them enough, they won't deal too many losses. At least that's what I'm seeing. So I'm really trying to get these whites gone. But I also need to weaken these zombies a bit more. Down to 3. Yeah, they're not doing much to the tower shield, guys, thankfully. That might work. Yeah, these whites are a thing. Guys just feel like they're so much stronger. May just be because of morale problems. There he goes. That was a battle. The general mood of the Crusaders. Positive morale, increases resource income, and the number of troops available for recruitment, while negative morale, okay. The banner remains green, and increases morale by 1 per day. If special conditions are not met, the banner turns yellow. But it's still okay. Stays green while you defeat demon armies. Each victory over a demon army adds 4 days to the time the banner stays green. Okay. Stays green while you defeat demon armies on the road to Dresden. Each victory over a demon army on the road to Dresden adds 10 days. Okay. Okay. Positive morale grants it a chance to perform another action. Okay, so just keep them high morale. Got it. What is this? Crossbow of Judgment. Oh, that could be useful. Additions, baked potatoes. You and your potatoes. Choose ability. Bless. Shield of Faith. It's actually quite useful. Scrap Shield of Faith. Recruit. Mercenaries. Ooh, clerics. That could be useful. Well, we're also going to need more footmen probably, but we're also going to just want more archers. Just lots and lots of archers. Alright. Let's get these reinforcements out there. They can only move so far, but we'll have them on the march. Got no movement points left. Actually, wait. I will do that. Okay. And we gotta get to the Hell Knights. Enemy fort blocks away. Okay, so I can't do anything until I knock that fort out. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Alright, so let's, I guess, go ahead and rest. Or just continue. No. We have to rest. Alright, so we'll rest and then we'll keep marching armies. I frequently riled up clerics of Eomade and Erastiel, but I have on occasion vexed priests of Serenray, Asmodeus, and Gorum. Should I turn my unholy crusade against the Shalanites now? What will it take to ruffle their feathers? You want my advice? Well, simply behave as you usually do in my presence. Oh. You can only command so many troops at a time, or so many different types of troops. These clerics, they do look pretty good. You always want some cannon fodder up front, though. Let's do this. Let's see how that works. And I could replace the foot soldiers, but I feel like they're... What's their AC, actually? 14. Okay, maybe... Alright, maybe not, but... 2 to 7... 4 to 9... 2 to 7... Yeah. We'd have really low damage. But, you know what? Let's try it. Let's take out this fort. Oh! That's a big guy over there. Gargoyles. Okay. Okay. There we go. Let's do what we can to try and... 9? Good grief. What? Well, that's something. Let's not. Alright, total defense. What will that do? A lot of damage. Alright, let's knock out those gargoyles. Wait, what? What the Wait, what the... I may have done something wrong there. I think I may have hit the auto button by accident. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try and take out as many of those archers as we can. Fortunately, our clerics are getting thrashed. I'm not sure exactly what you're supposed to do with them. Alright, we'll knock those guys out. Shield wall. Well, if the ghouls are mindless enough to just keep smacking the tower shields, that's fine. Yeah, keep doing minimal damage. Unfortunately, there's a fear effect going on there. These guys are almost done for. Okay. Yeah, they're not doing much to them. Okay, good. There we go. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this, but... that is... crazy. Nice. Alright, well, at least our army is, doing well. That's expensive. Brimracks? Oh dear. Okay, well, let's go back here. Defensive training, offensive training. Master maneuvers by 1 unit per level. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Like, the others were good. Level you. Hey, Viking. Yeah, level your general. Yeah, that was, I just noticed. Okay. I think I'm starting to get a feel for it, but still shaky. Definitely can feel the difficulty curve go up, at least with that. But reminds me a lot of Heroes of Might and Magic, which unfortunately I gotta play the living. I'm used to playing the undead in Heroes of Might and Magic. Come here quickly. Yeah, this smells of ambush, but from the mountain you see a raided camp. Add 2 groups of warriors, one wearing white and yellow armor, the other in black. They are led by a tall man in white priest robes. Some of the warriors glance around fretfully, their weapons shaking in their hands. You hear the screams of gargoyles from above. The beasts are approaching the camp.
Quickly, evacuate the wounded. The beasts are about to strike again. Use cloaks as stretchers. We've got to make it through. Paralictor, your people will have to cover us while...
It's very dice dependent. Yeah, it certainly seems like it. It seems like, though, as long as, at least for now, if I have tower shields and stuff and I just go full defensive plus, like, shield wall stuff, and they're not smart enough to just run right at my archers, I can get them to just punch something with high AC and hopefully tank it out.
2 more minutes left out in the open, and neither you nor I will have any troops left to order about, Crusader.
But the wounded...
Problem solved. Retreat to shelter.
These things... they are, unfortunately. If the man in white has anything further to add, his words are drowned out by the shrieks of gargoyles as they fall from the sky. Well, here we go. Flew right into him. Oof.
Let's prove their logic is lacking.
Alright. Forgot what gargoyle stats look like in Pathfinder. So, 2 bite attacks or 2 claw attacks, looks like. Let's see. No, they're not too bad. This is actually gargoyles. Okay, at least these gargoyles aren't too bad. Let's just get some skeletons into the battlefield. Yeah, even if they do 1 HP damage each, it's fine. Chip damage is chip damage. Okay, let's get Hamlet in there. 1. Who do we have here? Sela? Okay. Okay.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Alright, let's Get in close here. I'm not going to use my smites yet. I have a feeling I may need them. These guys are resistant to nothing? Really? Okay, well. I think the ham's okay with taking a fireball damage. Or maybe not. Holy shit, that was more than I expected. What a dice roll. I also nuked my own skeletons. I thought they were just outside of it, but mistakes happen, I suppose. Still a worthwhile trade, I think. Probably could have targeted that a bit better. But it's also why I bring lots of heals. In case stuff like this happens. Yeah. Let's just hit this gargoyle. Other reason why I'm not too concerned. He's got 30 AC now. He can tank a little bit of friendly fire if he needs to. Let's see. We'll use... Oh wait, no. Coldstone doesn't matter. Okay.
Crossed the wrong mongrel.
Boom. Boom.
Did you see that?
Boom. Freaking Lon, what a damage dealer. What a damage dealer. Oh, I need to equip that crossbow on somebody. Let's see here. We could just use Bless, honestly. Not bad.
Into the fray.
Yeah, let's not blast our teammates again. Alright, nice. Down he goes. Let's see.
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
And social. Yeah, that's good.
Our path leads on.
Okay. Let's make our way down there, see if we can help the Hell Knights. I was gonna say, see if we can help them out, but we got more gargoyles to fight. Let's save a few spells. This one's a fiendish one. What is he? 21 AC, 53 hit points, 5 DR against 10 DR, except magic, 5 DR, except good. It's really cold. Turn up the heat. Want to save spells, but that guy is a little bit stronger, so we're gonna... These guys aren't gonna do any damage, but they will hopefully keep him busy, and maybe take out one of his buddies. Chip damage, as always. And if we're lucky, they'll keep him in position and I can get another spell off of him, okay. Okay. No SR or anything like that? Okay. That's probably a good throw for a spell. Okay. Lon, you're up.
You won't survive me.
A crit. That keen bow is already useful. And this should get him. There we go. Alright, Social, you're up. You know what? Just throw another heal. That's all we really need him to do right now. Gargoyle Hunter. Yeah, not today, friend. Alright.
No glory without risk.
Give him the bonk. Honestly,
Out of my sight.
we'll just save on some spells and stuff. I have him selected. I could just... Yeah, you know what? Let's give him the crossbow of judgment. Why not? It's either going to go to him or Ember. Well, I don't have Ember with me right now, so I think it's fine. Alright, go on, skeletons. Do your job. Ooh, a little bit of damage there. Just a ray of frost. Sad. I just don't want to waste any more spell slots.
Endure this.
Okay, good one. Another good hit.
Attack. Fall.
Oof. Not too bad.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
I will see to your demise.
Come on, skeletons. Take him down. Yes! The skeletons take another kill.
I will guide us.
Getting really close though. We're almost to level 7, and then we can finally start using our mount. It's been cold the last few weeks. Just the high for today of 30. I miss southern states some days. Not enough to live in 99 heat for 2/3 of the year. Yeah, pretty much that. The further north I go, the happier I end up being usually. I can deal with the cold a lot more than I can deal with 110, 115 heat in Texas. And just, ugh. I like to be able to sit in my car, like, and not bake like an egg in the seat. Always put on more clothes. Yep, exactly. The sight before you is at once macabre and picturesque. A lifeless couple, a man and a woman dressed in white and yellow priest robes, lie on the ground surrounded by the bodies of dead gargoyles. They are tangled in death. The claws of the monsters are tearing at the human's clothes, and the largest gargoyle's talon has pierced the man's chest and punctured his heart. But before they die, he or his companions defeated the enemy. Suddenly, the woman opens her eyes. She doesn't look at you, but stares up at the world wound's horrific sky. Her pale lips open, and she exhales abruptly. The sun will never rise again. There's only darkness above me. Even the sky here is cursed, and we along with it. Yaker, walking in the front, steps over the man's body without looking, but turns around at the sound of the woman's voice. The Mendevian's faithful break too easily. Yeah, oh, if all Mendevian devotees broke easily, I would be much happier. Unfortunately, most of them have good health, unconquerable will, and never-ending desire to moralize. Dayron is jeering, but looks at the wounded woman with hesitation. He shrugs. She is not just wounded. I can see the signs of severe exhaustion. I wonder what happened here. I don't even know if it's just like a good action. I feel like you just probably should heal her in general. The woman pushes you away with a weak gesture. Expend your efforts on someone who can be helped. Leave me. My crusade is over. Alright, what happened? I am a priestess of ardent Serenray, from the Order of the Sunrise Sword. Next to me is Ashus Stryger, the head of our order. Sorrowful pride sounds in the woman's voice. He has led our forces on raids to the World Wound many times, but this campaign, the gargoyles attacked a few nights ago. A vast number. We've never seen anything like it. Ashes organized our resistance with great skill, but while the monsters were distracting our fighters, a small group of them raided the camp and took our supplies. We were left without food and water in the middle of the World Wound, where it's nearly impossible to find provisions. We shared the last crumbs of our supplies and set off back, the way we came. Everyone was suffering from hunger and thirst. We grew weak and could barely fight back when the gargoyles struck a second time. They snatched many of us away. I saw the pain on Ash's face as he counted the losses, but he managed to rally us. We continued our trek and soon came across traces of a recent battle. Someone had managed to destroy a troop of demon worshippers. In our desperation, we decided to follow the strangers, to warn them of the gargoyles and seek their help, having no idea that they were Hell Knights. But we received only scorn. Every gulp of water in my unit is accounted for, they said. They spared us 2 flasks and a sack of dried bread. They said we were allowed to keep the sack to use as bandages. 2 flasks between all of us. A sack for bandages. Don't agree with all the action choices the game is on. It's lawful or scope. Yeah, I do get that feeling. Like there are a lot of actions that just seem like they shouldn't be morally tied. Like they just seem like kind of common sense things that you should be able to do. And then there are other actions that just seem very strangely in one direction or another. Hell Knights. Sela curls her fist, almost grunting through her clenched teeth. Yeah. Yeah, like you should be able to heal her. I mean, I feel like you're Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade. Like, just stepping over her and moving along seems really weird, and I could see that being a somewhat evil action, but like healing her to get more information and figure out what's going on, just that doesn't seem to me to be good or evil. It just seems like a more rational thing. I'd rather ally with a flesh-eating poisonous wyvern. A leader has to take care of their own tribe first. All the scandalized gasp. How could he do such a thing? Suddenly fall away when you're first faced with hard choices. Are you going to take food out of your own child's mouth to feed a starving stranger? What happened after? The gargoyles attacked, despite how the Hell Knight Paralictor had treated us. Ashes endeavored to help them and had us carry their wounded, but that monster had them slaughtered. Ashes was beside himself. It's difficult to conceive of such evil. He told our people to go with the Hell Knights to find shelter, while he stayed to cover our retreat. He was a strong cleric, but as he treated our wounded, he neglected himself, and he paid for it. What terrible injustice, but alas, all too common. Those who care for others often perish first. Allow me to help you and come with us. Looks at you wistfully. Why? So many deaths, so many sacrifices, such bravery, all for what? No, I will not go with you, stranger. My commander and I will die by what we lived for, compassion and ability. I don't want to keep fighting for a world that bows to such laws. May the goddess forgive me. Farewell. Bander, I'm not one to advise you, but you're wasting time on this fool, and the gargoyles will soon be back. That's their usual tactic. Fly up, regroup, attack again. I'm going back to my unit now, and I advise you not to stay here. Well, she had a healing potion on her. What were you doing, woman? Why did you have a healing potion on you but not heal yourself? If only I could have saved him and fought off more of them. Oh no. What's this in your backpack? What is this? Bastard Sword of Hope. Ooh. Lawful good, lawful neutral, and lawful something. They left out the idea of attributes making a difference and made it all alignment. Would have loved to see more Fallout-like conversations into 4. I would have liked to see that too. Love the old Fallout 1-2 ones where just play low int and literally just drool. It's quite good. I loved in Fallout how you could literally piss off certain bosses just because you weren't very smart. I did all this monologuing for nothing. So no one can use this sword? So none of us have bastard sword proficiency. Really? That's surprising. Huh. None of us have exotic proficiency. That's something to think about.
Yet another obstacle.
Yeah, more gargoyles. You become me. So basically you just use Pathfinder rules against it. You're immune to mind affecting charms because your hit is too low. The ultimate weapon.
Do not hold back.
Okay, let's don't need any heals. He does have his bow of judgment. See if he can actually hit. Hey, he hit. Yeah, we'll use a key point. Let's finish these guys off. I don't want to take too much damage.
Make every strike count.
I say that and then only hit 2 of those attacks. It should just be a standard action. Okay, I think I can angle this. Yeah, I think I can angle this. Oh, come on. There we go. Zap. I know, maybe a waste, but I haven't been able to see these cool high-level spells. I say high level, but in truth, it's just a lightning bolt.
I will bring down the divine wrath.
Oh, he really was bringing down the divine wrath. He was not joking. And that gargoyle saw it and he ran. Oh, I didn't see that, Claire. Hold person? Well, that is rude. I had to spell magic on someone. Shit. Crap. It's not on him. I think I had it on Ember. Well, I guess I gotta do this the old-fashioned way. I gotta walk over there and hit them in the face. Okay.
I'll make short work of this.
Alright, Lon. It's up to you, bro.
You've crossed the wrong line.
Okay, you know what? Eat a fireball. Maybe I should have looked at his resistances. Yeah, that might have helped. Gargoyles are not usually resistant to fire, but this one is. That sucks. Let's see.
No glory without
Let's
risk.
get right in his face. You know what? I will use a smite on you. Go, Ham, go! He's concentrating. Lesser restoration. Wait. Target? Yes! No? Yes? No? Wait. Can I not do that because it's a concentration? I may not be able to do that because it's concentration. Ah, crap. I got 5e and Pathfinder rules actually mixed up. Oops. Whoops. Okay. There it goes. Made the save.
Strike as one.
Get out of here. You know what? I got a bunch of these.
You won't survive me.
Oh, they're bringing in reinforcements, are they? Alright. I got another fireball in me. Oh, crap. I forgot he was right there. Wait, that hit Sela too? I can't wait until I can get safe casting. I am damaging my party way more than I should. Let's have her do this. Can I heal everyone in here? Yeah. There we go. Alright, so let's heal. Let's see. We could do protection from evil. Yeah, let's do protection from evil. And we'll get in range.
I call upon you.
Bone Shaker. Not gonna do it. Better luck next time, Gargoyle. It's not gonna happen. You know what? Light of Angels. Enjoy being dazzled. Now you can't hit me at all. Alright, I need to try to get Darren out of here. Yeah, okay. Let's throw another Raise Dead. Alright. We get some skeletons on the fields. Maybe that'll clog up the gargoyles a bit. Even if they decide to go after someone else, at least they'll be taking maybe around 8 to 10 damage per round. Whatever it takes to kind of bog them down, chip them up. Chip damage is king. Reduced. Good luck with that.
Endure this.
Actually, it dealt 0 damage. What did it roll? A D4 plus 3. Oh no. Alright, let's not risk hitting our teammates again until we have better evocation stuff. So let's I could snowball one of these guys. We could also miss. Oh well.
Into the fray.
You know what? Let's try and get rid of this guy. If we can. trying to hit the man with like 34 AC? I don't think so.
Attack!
You know what? It's really not much else to do with him other than throw zombies right now, because no one really is in desperate need of healing. And I can't use hold person on demons. So let's just use Bane. We'll just keep making their life harder. If possible. There we go. I mean, this will get a little harder later on, because a lot of the later level enemies will probably be relying on spells and such as well.
Make every strike
And
count.
my saves aren't super good. So that will be the one place where my character will probably suffer. Ah, well.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Okay, 8 damage.
Fall.
Come on, take him down. There we go. You know, ever since I got the chance to play a Cavalier in a campaign, I've really fallen in love with that class.
We shall overcome.
This is just why.
Out of my sight.
It's so nice. Just sword, shield buffs, high AC, mounted combat. It's such a great class.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Oh, there we go. I was getting concerned there for a second. That campaign died? Aw. Yeah, sorry to hear that, but that is sadly how D&D runs.
Bring down the divine
There's always a
wrath.
graveyard of campaigns. Really sucks when you put in a lot of backstory sometimes and campaign dies.
Do not hold back.
That campaign was like my second time trying to play a Cavalier. I really had a campaign I wanted to continue a long time ago where I got to play, because 9 times out of 10 I'm DMing. But there was one where I was playing A Way of the Kinsei Monk in 5e, and I really wanted to finish that one because that was a really fun character. But alas, it also died. Well, looks like we got free reign of this place.
I stand
I'm
ready.
actually
Godspeed.
can't pick these locks. No. I need Woljif with me. And I can't reconfigure my party. Maybe I can come back. We'll just hope that maybe I can come back, and because I don't have anyone in the current party. I think that is the one weakness in this party. This lineup's great, but yeah, I do not have anyone for traps really. Well, Lon can kind of do traps, but I don't have anyone to pick locks, and it is kind of important. And by kind of important, I mean like really important. Ugh. All right.
We march ahead.
It went splendidly.
Demonic energy has polluted the earth, creating tumors of poison.
I will guide us.
I see. Unlike tumors of pleasantness. I guess there's nothing else to do here? Did I miss someone I'm supposed to talk to? 'Cause I sure don't see anybody. Just this chest.
Godspeed.
No, let's check the quest log. To the caves in order to rob the enemy of their main advantage. Magic 3 for use Social, Sela, and Camellia. Build the character to balance out the rest, and other NPCs are any of the ranged. Social, Sela, Camellia. Yeah, that's a strong balance. You've got cleric, paladin, and then shaman, which is kind of like warlock slash witch kind of thing. It's quite good. Let's see, can I just like leave and then come right back with Wojcik here? Yeah, I feel like you can have a hard time like going against that super good just oh, hold on. Where's do my party? Like changing the group will take 14 hours. Oh jeez. Yeah, that super good like cleric paladin combo is really good. It's so strong. Get so much healing out of it. Did I miss something here that I was supposed to see? Let's see. Who do I replace? My cleric? No, I want to keep my cleric. You know, I'll replace Nenio for now. Until I get her some stuff that's not gonna blast the party into next year. Alright.
Let us press on.
I know they retreated into the caves, but I don't see any entry point into a cave. Unless... oh, I may have missed it. Okay, well, at the very least, I'll bring Wojcik in here to lockpick.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Oh, medium burning. Okay. Covers world, religion, trickery, and depending on if you adjust them or have the auto level skills will also be covered. Any ranged companion covers athletics and movement. I did miss this place. That's... yeah, that sounds about right. Hellmites. Let's save here before we get into a...
Knight Commander, I presume. Your glory precedes you. I am Reginald de Renge, Heraldor of the Order of the God Claw, and temporary officer of the Joint Unit of Hell Knights. the Order of the Sunrise Sword. You and your people should take positions. The gargoyles are regrouping. We expect they will attempt to break through in 5 to 6 minutes.
A paralictor indeed. Impressive.
Are you in command of this unit? Oh, no? Then step aside and let me discuss the matter with the commander. Agreed. Be ready, Commander. This attack may be worse than the last one.
We won't fall here.
Yeah, but we got them at a bottleneck. Like, this is an excellent bottleneck. Wait, this guy's a gnome? Okay, sorry, I was like, he has this deep voice. Hello, Commander. And I was like, he looks like all intimidating. And then combat starts. He's like 3 feet tall. I was like, what? I was intimidated by you? I don't think so. I say that and he's just gonna turn around and like start throwing some high level spells or damage at here as a Hell Knight. Alright, Darren, it's your time to shine. Throw out some Animate Dead. We'll clog the front entrance with skeletons if we can. Oh, they really... He gets OP equipment for this level that carries well into Chapter 3 and 4 with minimal additions or changes. It really threw me for a loop, though, I'll tell you. Just the way that he was talking, like I said, I was expecting this... Oh, you're fine. I was just expecting this, like, you know, tall, imposing, like, half-orc kind of character or something, and then this is... No, it's just this little gnome with his, super deep voice and rather scary-looking avatar picture there.
Cover me, all right?
Let's use prayer. And I failed because of attack of opportunity. Yeah, that's just the risks. Okay, Lon. Let's get you out of point blank range with those guys.
You won't survive me.
Let's use... We could do Lion's Call, maybe? Let's do Light of Angels first. Alright, let's see. And he missed. Ooh. 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 Man, Social just got Total Recall in the Mutant Leader, expecting some Hulk. Yeah, you expect some big guy. It's actually just, you know, it's actually just a little gnome or a halfling. Okay, let's get Damon back here. These guys are doing very little damage.
The light. Take you.
Oof.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Endure this!
There we go. Half-fiend cleric. Okay, so we need to take him out probably first, if we can. If I remember correctly, Instrument of Freedom, if I target, yeah. If used on allies, the bolt charges their attacks for +2 plus mythic rank rounds. They deal an additional 2d6 point. Yeah. Here you go, Lon. Enjoy. Where's the cleric at? I'll just challenge him. You know what? I'll take any attacks opportunity I need to. Just try and lock down that cleric. He's gotta get locked down. I do not want spells flying out here if I can prevent them. Let's bring in some more undeads. And then we'll start putting bull strength on people, probably. Thank you, Lon. You're the best, Lon. He really is the best. I can't tell you how many fights he's... Well, I mean, you can see how many fights he's won just by critting something. Where I was like, well, this looks like crap. And then, one initiative later, Lon just says, I got you covered. Crits for 43 damage. He never lets you forget it when he does a skill check.
Into the fray. Ha!
Okay.
Distract them from me.
Now let's try prayer. There we go. Just doing cleric things. Uses smite evil on Hamlet. Still can't do any damage, really. Oh, that's good. Alright, Lon. Show me what you got.
Make every strike count.
Oh! Oh! He missed so many shots, though. You know what? I don't want to do that. No. We'll save the charge for now. I've already used Light of Angels, I believe. Let's use Lion's Call. Let's just... We got all these guys here. Like... We might as well just... We might as well just buff everyone. Just keep buffing them. And then we can kill these gargoyles easily. It's just gonna take like 3-4 turns to get everyone fully set with buffs. Bless, Bane on them, Light of Angels, Call of the Lion. of my skeletons. Anyway. Let's get another set of skeletons out. We're running low on skeletons. Let's get them out there. Alright, I'm gonna have to start speeding up the turn times. This initiative's starting to look a little crazy. Okay, seal this up. We really just need to get one of these guys out of here.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
There we go. That's good damage. Okay.
Time to share your treasures.
There we go. Alright, so see what else you got for me. I think you got Bless, right? There we go. Stack them buffs. Stack them buffs to the ceiling.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
I think Lon's the hero of this tale, not me.
Strike as one.
Lon the Demon Slayer. Regal, come on, man. You gotta do more damage than that. Okay, well, now let's use Bane on the gargoyles. There we go. Alright, that's about every buff debuff I think I have right now. Except maybe communal protection from good, but I don't think I have that anymore. I already used it last fight. I'm actually somewhat curious as to what my hit is right now. 13? Alright, cool. I guess I could put Strength of the Bull on me and get it even higher. Ooh.
Cover me, all right?
Okay. You know what? Come here, Lon. Here's advantage on your roll. Why? Because fuck them, that's why. Gotta fish for crits. Sorry, if I always find this entertaining, whatever, it's just like, how many buffs can you stack on one guy? He just ends up turning into an actual superhero.
You won't survive me.
Good lord.
Your performance is lacking. You are lacking.
Has no pickaxe, does nothing for damage. Of course, Regal does nothing for damage. Let's see.
Attack!
Well, that sucked. That didn't do much damage at all. Hey, we've turned over a new round. That was a. It's gonna use hold person. Oh, made the saving throw. Bring it on. These gargoyles are tough. Incoming. Okay. Yeah, here. Full strength. I need to put that on Sela too. So many gargoyles. Man, I love how I unironically took Nenio out because I was like, I'm not gonna have a chance to like crowd control the spells properly. And then I look at this and I'm like, man, I could have just thrown Fireball or Chain Lightning a couple of times. Bro. Bro. That's a lot of gargoyles. Oh no. Okay. Well, you know what? I think it's time to use Divine Weapon Bond. I'm gonna have to. At this point. And, you know what? Let's just put a Smite on that Cleric over there, and we're just gonna... Even if I take an attack of opportunity, that's fine. We're just gonna make our way over there. I can't let that Cleric do it. Don't forget Scrolls and Potions. Yeah, potions, yeah. I stored a lot of my scrolls away because I was like, you know, I'm not using scrolls and they're taking up weight.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Oh, okay. Thanks, Wildrick. So, you know, once again, I was like, it'll be fine. It would, in fact, not be fine. Let's see, a Sacred bonus. You know what? Here you go, Lon. I'm gonna move over here now. Hold on. Is my afflicted with negative level? Ah, jerks. Prayer, Bit of Luck, Light of Angels. Okay, I need to make sure I get that Instrument of Freedom buff on him.
Endure this.
Let's see here. Here you go, Lon. Become an Instrument of Freedom. Restoration. Yeah, I should be able to get rid of it with Restoration. Oh. Time to switch to defensive fighting mode, so... How much is his AC now? It should go up by 4, so it'll become 34. Okay, good. Okay. Alright, Darren. You have Restoration? Will lesser Restoration get rid of it? That is the question. Let's check them. It did not. I have to actually use actual Restoration. Alright. Let's It's unfortunate. Alright. There's another cleric over there.
Into the fray.
Splitting her off may not be the best idea, but I can't let this cleric just sit here and keep casting on me.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Alright. Let's see here. If this gets any worse, I'm just going to start using grease again. Okay. Divine Fortune. It only works on him. Touch of Good that lasts. Okay, for that. Let's just get some damage out.
I call upon you.
It's just more important to start thinning their ranks. Never stop using grease. Works well on even higher axe. And grease is the spell. Alright, here we go, Lon.
Make every strike count.
Hey, Lon, going the distance. Let's
We shall overcome.
there we go. Oh well. Hey, Trucius. Good evening. It's going good. Well, except for the swarm of gargoyles. I'm gonna have to do something about that, aren't I? Let's just do this. Let's just do that. Throw out some more. If you use the command, I think you can see how many he got total. He hasn't gotten any this session, but I think he's currently, should be exclamation point Hamlet. I think he's up to 10 so far. Yeah, there it is. No kills yet this session, but I'm sure that will change. Oh yeah, he also has armor now. His AC's at 30. Well, let's see.
Time to share your treasures.
Fall.
Not bad. Yeah, we're getting close. I'm hoping after I turn in this quest, maybe we hit level 7, but it's probably going to be the quest after this.
You've crossed the wrong.
And then we hit 7 and we should be able to finally write our ham.
Do not hold back.
Oof. does look like the... Okay, well, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to save a lot of these guys. But... Oh, the hammer's got a crit. There we go. See? As soon as we start talking about him, he gets a crit. Let's see. Can we... Yeah. Let's get bull strength on her. Jeez.
Into the fray!
I think we're finally starting to thin them out a bit. Well, did he go down? Or is he just prone? I can't tell. It's such a mess. It's almost impossible to see what's going on over there. No, prayer buff is still up. Alright, Lon. Time to go to work.
You won't survive me.
Ugh. Alright, let's get over here.
Strike as one.
Let's just try and dogpile on top of the rest of them. Oh. He is doing nothing. Alright, let's just focus on healing and keeping everyone up and alive. Up, alive, and in good health. They really like using Bone Shaker.
Right, take you!
Alright, well, let's
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
that was very bad. I thought he could actually just move to the side and hit him. Okay, let's try this.
The divine wrath.
I don't know why they gave me all these allies that cannot do any damage. Alright, well, that was the last key point on Lon.
Endure this.
Oh, come on. Lon, I need you to roll better.
Attack!
The buffs are wearing off. Dude. That guy is taking a beating. Oh, jeez. Unequipped, even if it shows he has items. Yeah, I don't know why he'd run in here unarmed. That's really weird. But it certainly seems that way. Let's check. It might count him as unarmed. A D4 plus... Yeah, daggers do more than a D4. Hold on. They do like a D6, don't they? Okay. Yeah, they do... No, they do a D4. I thought they did a D6. Here I am, not knowing. Keep swinging, boys. You'll get it one day.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Alright, Woljif, come on. You can finish him off.
Distract them for me.
Woljif, come on. Just one hit.
Rose, I call upon you!
Alright, one of them failed, so that's good. Means at least one of them is feared. Only got 3 of them to worry about. Does nothing to the skin, even if it bypasses the fiendish resistance.
Make every strike count.
You get nothing out of daggers, man. Unless you're like a, rogue with sneak attack, or maybe if you have it as an offhand weapon in your 2-weapon fighting.
We shall overcome.
There we go. I do feel like if I had gone for a straight damage build, I might be able to get through these encounters faster, but I just don't trust. I just don't trust the RNG, and I think I've been. I think my suspicions against RNG have been pretty well founded, considering how many ones I've rolled in this particular run through. What was it like? Not last session, it was like the session before. I think I had like 4 combats where I rolled pretty much either 2s, 3s, or natural 1s. Like I could not get above a 5 on a roll on my character. It's like I'd love to run damage, but like damage requires you to hit. Just I don't trust it. Let's see here. Encore, almost unfair. Yeah.
No glory without
Almost any build
rest.
works. I imagine so, but all the same, I don't trust my luck.
Time to share your treasures.
Me and my dice have a We have a very, very low trust relationship when it comes to me and dice.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel. Do not hold back.
I say that and the dice heard me. This I completely understand. Yep. Anyone who's played D&D, you can always understand. Sometimes those dice are just evil. They're fickle gods, let me tell you. In some ways, that's why I like DMing too. If you have bad luck, then it's fine. At least that's good for the players. If you have good luck, then, well. Okay, he's back to full HP. Alright, good. I don't need to keep wasting that then. Or just add more enemies to make up for it. Yep, you can do that as a DM. You can just throw in more enemies. You can't add more attacks or else, well, that might be cheating. Curse of Deterioration? What the? Weakening of the ham. That's a paddling.
Cover me, all right?
This is some nice attacks of opportunity.
Begone, fiend!
Well, he must go. Alright, Lon.
You won't survive me.
Okay. Hit this one. Hey, now he dies on this turn, hopefully. Charge! Oh! I just had to roll a 4 or higher. The pain of it all. It does feel like I've held off an actual swarm of gargoyles, though. I will give it that. Let's use bull strength on... Where's Social? There he is. There you go, buddy.
The light. Take you.
Just kill him.
Stabby or zappy? Why not?
There we go.
Fall!
There it is. Now the shots are landing. This is a long quest, one of the longest parts until Act 4. That is not an end quest.
Endure this!
Come on, Lon. There we go. Alright. Let's loot here. Oh, what is this? A helmet? Oh. To wisdom. Let's see. I think it might be good on Social to have this. Look around before you leave? Definitely. Yeah, this is kind of like a Social thing, I think. Alright, Dice, whatever you do, don't
Just
kill me,
relax,
please.
don't blame me.
Oh. Okay, what kind of ring did I get? Ring of +2 protection? Okay. Wait, no, I need to start by newest. Newest to oldest. There we go. Yeah, it is a +2 protection ring. Okay. I think Sela's already got... No, she doesn't have a ring. Okay. Ham can't use rings. Yeah. That's pretty good. Have a few recipes to learn as well. Oh yeah, you're right. Wait, what is this dude doing over here? You can add the spellbook or learn. Let's see, anything with a feather, you say? Moss pottage. Ugh. Pottage is nasty. For those of you that don't know what pottage is, it's well, it's basically like a really nasty porridge. Onion soup. Seasoned wings and thighs. Oh, there we go. Sure. Oh, I can. Nice. Did I forget anything here? I hope not. I think it's everything. Cool. Yeah, it looks like it. What do we got over here? Skeleton of a man wearing armor from the time of the First Crusades, holding the skeleton of a child with a strange proportions and animal paws instead of right arm and leg. Alright, I think we have everything here, right? Yeah. Alright, yeah, we're getting real close to level 7. I can rest and remove curses. That was like the biggest thing I didn't want to have to deal with. Removing curses, the hard Pathfinder way. Alright, let's talk to him. Regal gracefully stows his weapon and places his hand behind his back. You two, check the area. Mark any potential shelters that offer protection against aerial attacks. Quartermaster, inventory the remnants of the camp. I want to make sure the gargoyles only abducted people and weren't interested in anything else. Send messengers immediately to our scout squads and order them to return to camp. And I need a full list of casualties. The sooner the better. Set to remove debuffs when resting? Yes. That was one of the things I saw in the difficulty, and I was like, I'm going for this. Because I don't want to have to manage, like, you know, remove disease, remove sickness, remove curse. Like, I don't want to have to do that, like, outside of combat. Like, in combat, that's fine. But outside of combat, no. I don't want to have to go through that. Let's see. Commander, your arrival was well timed. Now we can finally talk. I am quite interested in the events that occurred at the Great Garrison, and I suppose you have questions for me as well. I don't think I'm going to join the Hell Knights. I don't think I'm evil enough for that. We are not done talking about your atrocities. What do you know about what happened? Any shift in the balance of power during this war has a direct impact on my mission. If a new player appears who's capable of fighting demons effectively, then I am ready to support that person with all the resources I have at my disposal. He speaks pensively as if talking to himself. But naturally, I cannot blindly trust a stranger, even when marked by the gods. I don't trust strangers either, so we understand each other. Thank you, Commander. Is there anything you'd like to know before we move on to more serious issues? What are you going to do now after the attacks? I will wait for my remaining fighters to return. What you see here is only a small part of my forces. As for my long-term plans, that depends on the result of our conversation. He narrows his eyes. Before we move to more serious subjects, I'd like to address an organizational issue regarding my unit. You may wish to be present. Yakur steps forward and salutes with a clench. He's about to get killed. He's about to get killed for dropping his armor. Paralictor, permission to report during the first gargoyle attack. I determined it necessary to leave my post. I swam over the river, found the commander's army, and asked them to provide assistance. He nods. The reinforcements were much needed. You will earn a double salary for your resourcefulness, Yakur, and 100 lashes for abandoning your post. Ah, there it is. The young knight grows a little pale, but immediately sleeps again. Yes, Paralictor. Don't forget he abandoned his armor. You might be right. He doesn't take his eyes off the young knight, searching for signs of weakness. Another 10 lashes for proper treatment of it. I'm sorry. I had to do that one. Yeah. That's pretty good. The Paralictor, the epitome of ruthlessness, the young knight singingly devoted to his ideals. So far, so dull. Or is it? Could it be that our Sir Yakur holds a tendry for his commander? I heard that sort of thing is rampant in the military. What a relief it is to know that such tawdriness could never afflict our valiant crusaders. Isn't that right, Gustavus? You're not about to foist yourself on some poor lovesick fool who is unlucky enough to be under your command, whilst knowing his love is doomed to be unrequited. You can't be referring to yourself. Of course not. You may have doomed me to languishing in this army, but fortunately I am not in love with you, although Darren pauses and casts an appraising eye your way, as though seriously considering the prospect. No, still nothing. Okay. Are these guys made of stone or what? They seem creepy, but I kind of like them. I'll never understand this pointless cruelty, and I never want to. Regal, who has watched you closely throughout the entire conversation, nods to himself. Now for a more delicate issue. You, Commander, were interested in our dispute with the Knights Order, the Knights of the Order of the Sunrise. Sword, correct? Their forces in Canterbury suffered great losses in the demon attack, and now their leader has perished and his troops are in trouble. They are reeling with no command structure. Their order will hardly be able to recover from the loss they've suffered. What are you getting at? These fighters aren't the finest material I've worked with, but if I assume command over them, I'll reforge them into weapons of reasonable quality. One or two might even become true Hell Knights. The rest will be put to good use as well. I get the feeling that this guy is extremely pragmatic. If it served his purpose to turn on us, he would. Like, he would turn on us in a moment if it suited his purposes. However, if it went against his code, he probably wouldn't. This guy is... He strikes me as the epitome of lawful evil. Like, he'll help us as long as it doesn't conflict with his goals, and as long as we don't step on, his code. So I think maintaining this with a lawful approach will probably be the best way to handle it. Like, yeah, the Sunrise Swords Knights are kind of screwed, and that sucks, but they got nowhere else to go except maybe to join my army. But I think this will work. It's a bit of a compromise. I will gladly give my support to one who can effectively fight the demons. And now let us turn to our orphans. Okay. Regal looks at the warrior in white and yellow, shifting cheerlessly from one foot to the other. Initiates of the Sunrise Sword, your leader is dead. The Order has suffered serious losses and will not be able to recover. You may return to Mendev and join another Crusader order, and hope that they don't meet the same fate as the Sunrise Sword. Or you may remain under my command. I will not promise that it will be easy, or that our war-making will be constricted by your principles. What I can promise is this. Under my command, you will never again feel like helpless mice in the talons of a ravenous raptor. Does this mean we've worked off the precious resources you spent on us? The water, medicine, and bandages? Well, I wouldn't make such an offer if I thought you were useless garbage. The initiates of the Sunrise Sword consult with each other for a time, and then one of them, a young woman in knight armor, steps forward. Thank you for your trust, Paralictor. We will stay and are ready to obey your orders. Fine. In due course, I will review your troops and make any necessary decisions regarding your role in my unit. Wriggle turns to you. And now, Commander, for the most important issue. Cooperation between our forces. We do have a common enemy and a common battlefield. My army and I are going to Dresden to free the city. You can join us. He rubs his chin pensively. Dresden, an ambitious goal, but most reasonable. Imagine how much of victory would rally all separate bands of today's Crusaders under one banner. And we certainly need a base of operations inside the Whirlwind. I stand ready to support you. Moreover, I can accompany you in your campaign. However, I would remind you that Hell Knights are outside of Mendev's jurisdiction. My unit and I will join your forces and obey your orders, but for only as long as I deem that our goals coincide. Hell no, we don't need the likes of these black armored statues. Yeah, I knew she wasn't gonna like this. She's lawful good, but that's the beauty about being lawful neutral, is that you're actually capable of making these kinds of alliances work. I don't want to fight side by side with someone who will slit my throat if I'm weak and wounded. You can't defeat one evil by inviting an equally but slightly more organized evil into your ranks. Slightly more organized than demons. I could consider that an insult. I've never dealt with Hell Knights before, but from what we've seen, they're serious fighters. That's just what we need. And just think how that armor will look in the paintings. No. My force... Well, yes, Commander. My forces and Regal Derringer are at your disposal. Alright. That works. Yeah, gonna have to keep an eye on him. I think actually this is one of the companions I'm actually gonna try actively to talk to a lot. So I need to kind of figure out what his code is and where it starts and stops. So I can kind of gauge what I can get out of him and when it's gonna be a breaking point. Like, because this guy will, like, could definitely just thrust that dagger right in the back perfectly if you give him the chance. Keep him in the party then? Yeah. So I'm gonna rest and then I'll reorganize. I gotta figure out who's doing what. So close to 7. Otherwise it does not give you much of a chance. Alright. Who do I want to... Alright, we'll figure that out in a moment, who we want to replace, how we want to run this setup. Let's, get here? No. I guess we can collect all and just move on. Okay. Oh, hey. Give me some Hell Knights to use. Smite. Yeah, lawful evil. Okay, these guys don't look terrible, but they're not insane. Okay, where are we at here? Let's... Alright, let's enter this location here. We'll get an idea. I like it though. Like, I can appreciate the less kind of binary kind of evil choices, like evil versus good versus lawful evil and stuff choices here. I like that it's kind of like, alright, these Hell Knights can be very useful. They're very strong, But you're gonna have to balance your alliance with them pretty well, or else it's gonna come back and blow up in your face if you trust them a little too much.
3 march ahead.
Bulk sell. This is a really good sword. Like, this bastard sword is really good. Being able to heal a D8 plus 5 on crit is good, but you do have to confirm it. It could also just be just as useful to stash any named items. Unless you need the gold. Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. It's like, how much gold do I really need? The Black Dragon's Fang. Good grief. Until late chapters, it will flow to you. Just get all the gold in the late game. I need to also figure out how to get my talking weapon to upgrade. That's like a big thing, but I assume that comes later. This is so good. I mean, I know why this is 75,000 gold. Lands a hit on an enemy, it deals 2d6 acid damage to every enemy in 30 feet. It can't be activated again for D4 rounds. Okay, well, that's not as strong, but still really good. Pierce the enemy for D4 rounds. It's random added to his inventory. Some of these look really cool. Bracers of Rough Landing, Amulet of Jousting. Yeah, some of these are really good. Let's just look at the weapons. Yeah, current Earthbreaker is already good. I mean, I can't really afford any of these right now anyway, so I guess it's kind of a little bit pointless to look at them at the moment. Full plate. It's half plate. Let's sell that for now. Don't need that. Alright, that should be fine.
Our path leads on.
Alright, let's see. Now, we should rest, of course.
Not falter.
Because we need to get rid of negative levels and stuff. Let's see, is there anything else I need to turn in here? Okay, that's fine. Visit Journal in Chili Creek. Right, I gotta do that. Right, I gotta accompany Social to that cemetery. And I also have some lost relics to find along the right bank of the West Selum. Okay. Uncheck the trip complete. Oh, yeah. Good point. That, yeah. Good point. That actually cleans this up quite nicely. While the world burns. Okay. Yeah, for sure. So we got Chili Creek. And let's do the funeral. That should be easy. It needs to be done this chapter or skip it. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do as many quests as I can. There he is. Just trotting along. I need a scroll scribing kit. I know that. Oh well. I guess pottage it is. To be honest, I never thought I could have fun and feel so at ease with a paladin of Iomedae. The ones I've met before were very severe. And I never thought I'd see a cleric of Shaylin on this crusade, willing to risk everything. The goddesses brought us together for a reason. They wanted to rid us of our prejudices. Well, I'm glad the cleric and the paladin can get along. Let's take one quick look here at... where's he at? There he is. I need to know what he has first before I start. Okay. Gotta know what you have first there, bud, before I start moving around stuff. Black steel. Lawful evil. Let's see. Some arming your Hell Knight. Bad time to say that I hate multi-classing. Makes everything so complicated. Okay, so he's fire proficiencies. Okay. What feats did he take? Okay, he's got tower shield proficiency. That's something. Hooked hammer. Aha. Treat affliction. Yeah, I just don't much care for this. I hate multi-classing stuff. It's just like some people really like it, and you know I've even DM'd for people that are multi-classed, but personally I can't stand it. It's way too much number crunching for me. Let's see here.
Guide us.
Field medic. Yeah, it should be. Actually, I don't know where that guy is. Now that I think about it. Let's check the field medic. Maybe he's here. No, it's Pathfinder guy. Where are you?
Godspeed.
Is it this guy? There it is. Yeah, it's this guy. My companions and I need good training. Ugh, no, he doesn't count as a companion yet. Ugh. Okay, well, I can't do anything with that. That's unfortunate. I guess I'll have to wait. Okay. Well, we rested, so let's continue onward. One. He might count as a follower after I add him in, though. We shall see. But then I need someone. You could try something like that. Off topic, why don't you just start dinner? Whatever you like. Okay, I know there's... Let's travel here. Oh, right, I need him with me. Okay. Associate then. Then I don't have anyone to pick locks. Lighter on heels, but it should be okay. Random encounter. Okay.
We will prevail.
What do we got here? A shadow. Okay. And a ghoul. Okay. So nothing's plagued wolf. That could be a little tougher. Okay. Not too bad.
Distract them from me.
Oh, that'll do it.
Make every strike count.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Retreat is not an option. I will bring down the divine wrath. Strike as one.
Pretty sure you need ghost touch. Yeah. That sucks.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Oh, alright. Down he goes.
Into the fray.
And a bonk. Let's look around just a little bit. Make sure we don't miss any sweet, sweet loot. Sometimes they're nice enough to leave a chest or something.
Our path leads on.
Nope. Alright. Yeah, we can rest. Night watch takes first shift. There. Who's got good camouflage? Right. I really should just keep Wojcik with me. I am very tempted to just spec Wojcik to just being like a pure damage rogue rather than a casting rogue. But that's...
How's it work then? You're Hell Knights, but you don't bow down to devils? Nice setup you got there. But then what's this got to do with hell? I don't get it.
We obey the Order's code to create a world in which demon spawn don't run their mouths.
Okay. Oh, I gotta go here, don't I? That's it. Random encounter. Traveling merchant.
I will guide us.
Skeletal salesman, you say? The skeleton was walking across the wastes. He moves with pep in his step, humming a tune. His skull bobs in chorus with the humming, making the coins inside his head clink rhythmically. Next to him, nightmarish horses of flame and shadow draw a cart loaded with valuable-looking items. Upon seeing you, the skeleton offers a dramatic and hearty wave. Good evening to you there. Or is this what day looks like in your world wound? Can't really tell, but no matter. Be it day or night, the skeletal salesman has always the best deals you can find anywhere. He proudly sweeps his bony hand over the goods in his cart. As a rule, I offer a free sample of my merchandise to every new customer. I try to tailor my wares to the individual. Say I met a kitsune, then I crack a joke about how I'd offer them a free potion of fox's cunning. But they must have enough of that already. The customer feels flattered, they take the sample, and I've immediately established a rapport. But dealing with humans is hard. You can't joke about their horns, or their fox-like features. Still, I know what I can offer you as a free sample, something that suits you perfectly. Would you like it? Fine. Give me your free sample. A heroic gift for a heroic person. Scroll of heroism. And now I will destroy you. Alright, show me your wares. What you got? Here, take a look. Pick anything you like. Yeah, I wish I had money to buy stuff from me, bro, but I really don't. I might sell that. Do you sell anything good? Oh man, nunchucks. Oh yeah. Rumble. +2 enchantment. He shows up a lot. Alright, good. Because I really can't afford anything. You can have that bow though. I don't really need it anymore. I got a much better one. Well, it's been nice meeting you, Mr. Skeletal Salesman.
Godspeed.
But I got a funeral to get to. It's just kind of ironic that I'm going to a funeral after talking to a skeleton salesman. There we go. Safe-ish place to camp if you ever need it. Ooh. It's good to know. An elderly man limps towards a grave and clumsily throws a handful of soil inside. How unfair. They were all so young. They had their whole lives ahead of them. They sacrificed themselves, and an old cripple like me still lives. An elven woman with her face bathed in tears steps up to the grave. She whispers, "The painting. It burned like everything else in the house. There's nothing left for me to remember you by. Nothing." A young man throws a handful of soil into the open grave and stands beside it for a while, lost in thought. Finally, he sighs and steps back. Socio throws a handful of soil into the grave in front of him. He takes a breath and prepares to speak, but it seems that he simply cannot find the right words. The cleric wipes his tear-filled eyes, gathers his resolve, and says in a gentle voice, I wish you a warm welcome to Shaylin's realm. We will win this war, I swear to you. We'll banish this ugliness and evil, make the world richer, and let peace blossom in it. We'll make sure anything like this... He breaks into sobs mid-sentence, then falls silent without finishing his declaration. You fought honorably and remained steadfast in your duty until your final breath. Your deeds will not be forgotten. Social is too absorbed in his grief to hear you, but the other mourners aggressively raise their fists into the air, inspired by your words. Glory to the heroes of the crusade. Never forget. What is that? An elven woman... She really did shriek in horror, disrupting the atmosphere of silent mourning. Her trembling hand points at something moving inside the grave. Suddenly, a corpse climbs out of the ground, wafting a horrible stench from its rotting body. It's a zombie! Run! What the hell? Darren, I told you not to do that in public.
Stand with me.
Zombie Lord. Oh no.
You won't survive me. Did you see that?
Well. Oh, there's a bunch from behind me too. You know what?
Eternal Rose, I call upon you. Attack!
It's a lot of zombies.
Cover me, all right?
Does the ham get a kill? Ham got a kill. Just need to update the counter. Just remember they expected this to be your first encounter in this chapter. Hamlet. Zombie Lords. Love that name. The Zombie Lords.
Kneel before me. Endure this.
Be like a great name for like a metalcore band.
Be gone, fiend. We shall overcome.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Man, another situation where having Nenio here could have been useful. Let's see.
This one's mine. Ah!
seems to be everything close, but none actually named zombie lords. Damn. There's an opening in that market.
Make every strike count.
The AoE? Yeah, that was channel positive energy. Good old paladin abilities. Paladins are always great against the undead.
Fall!
Wavy gravy.
Do not hold back.
Come on, take him down. Actually, he's low enough. He'll probably die to another channel energy. Ham got another kill. There we go.
Press the attack. You crossed the wrong mongrel. I will bring down the divine wrath. Strike as one.
Those rolls.
Time to share your treasures.
That was painful.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
With a heavy heart, Socio looks at the corpses of his friends, returned to rest by his own hand. What is this twisted mockery? Who could possibly... What is this? He bends down and recovers something from the ground. Socio hands off a black onyx gem to you. Once precious, the stone is now covered in cracks, falling apart in your grip as you examine the engraved Minotaur's head, the unholy symbol of Baphomet. The cleric's voice, perplexed at first, fills with rage as he speaks. Cultists. Simply murdering my friends was not enough for them. No, they had to come to the funeral and desecrate their graves. They will pay for what they've done when we find them. You're right. They can't be far. We can't allow them to torture anyone else this way. Wait, the townspeople fled the undead without knowing they have a traitor among them. Wherever they are, they're in great danger. We must find them. Let's see these... whatever. I'll take it. I'll just go sell it.
Let us press on.
But maybe I should look around. Ooh. Let me out, I'm suffocating.
This is my kind of work.
Hi there. Unquieted dead. The half-rotten corpse of a woman shambles out of the crypt. She leers at you with her empty eye sockets and croaks out a few words. Thank the gods and thank you too. I knew this was going to happen someday. They buried me alive. I hate to break it to you, but you're actually dead. How dare you? What utter foolishness. Do I look like a corpse to you? No, no, no. You forgot yourself. You should be ashamed to say such things to a... The dead Baroness wags her finger at you in a chastising manner, but cuts herself short, staring at her own hand in horror. What? How? This simply cannot be. I shan't permit it. I'm afraid it's true. I am truly sorry. This graveyard was desecrated by a necromancer. It seems he disturbed your rest as well. She covers her face with what remains of her decaying hands. So I died, but even in death the accursed servants of the abyss torment me. Can nothing be done? Perhaps you could lay me to rest. I quite enjoyed my life in this world, but now there is no place for me here. Yeah, let's lay her to rest. Do feel free to take my burial jewelry. Those pieces are dreadfully out of fashion where I'm going anyway. Golden chain with diamonds, you say? least she had a good sense of humor. True. It'd be pretty disconcerting to be resurrected as a zombie.
Battle, my friends.
Cover me, all right?
Oh, I guess it's the only one I see.
You won't survive me.
Let's see if there's anyone else over here I need to help. Yep.
Retreat is not an option.
Yeah, I think Woljif can handle that. How many Lord zombies did they have? It's like the burial ground of kings or something?
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Alright, Lon, you're up.
Endure this.
Go, go. Nice. More zombie lords.
Attack.
There's a lot of zombies. That is a lot of zombies. Another kill for the ham. He excels at taking out zombies, I can tell you that.
Kneel before me. You are nothing before me.
Ooh, nice, a crit.
Into the fray! Ha!
There we go.
Eternal Rose, I call upon you. Make every strike count. We shall overcome.
Ooh, a crit. Okay. Gonna go spend some time with family. Good luck and have fun. Alright, Viking. Have fun.
This one's mine.
The light! Take you!
Begone, fiend!
Distract them from me.
not hold back.
Still haven't updated the ham counter. The ham got a kill. Hold on. Let me grab that, I guess. Payment plus. He's up to 13 now? There we go.
Press the attack!
Oh, you're fine.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Fall!
Time to share your treasures.
You won't survive me.
Ooh, 55 damage crit.
Strike as one.
There we go.
Retreat is not an option.
Into the fray.
There we go. There, a whole squad of undead guarding the door. Maybe we should look for another entrance. Another entrance? Pfft, we don't look for another entrance. We cut down the undead.
They are the darkness.
We're gonna go right in through that front door and we're gonna knock it down.
Endure this! Is this a mock fight?
Cover me,
Alright,
right?
Wolf, in you go.
I will bring down the divine wrath!
There we go.
Kneel before me.
Yeah, those archers really don't mean much. But we'll have the ham go deal with them, I think.
Attack!
No glory without risk. Ha!
Ooh.
Make every strike count. Did you see that?
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
There we go.
Eternal Rose, I call upon you!
This
The
one's
supposed
mine.
zombie lord's not actually so great.
The light take you.
Actually, I think I might switch to fire damage now, because I think since these are undead, yeah, alright, much better.
crossed the wrong mongrel.
Get up there, Lon.
Distract them from me.
Begone, fiend! You are beyond redemption! Press the attack. We shall overcome.
Into the fray!
Alright. There we go.
Won't survive me.
That was some very disappointing shooting.
Time to share your treasures.
Fall!
5 DR, 21 AC. Except bludgeoning. Yeah, okay, yeah. That explains it a bit.
Retreat is not an option.
These guys are a little stronger.
Do not hold back.
No glory without risk!
There we go. Alright, Lon, come on.
Endure this.
Lon, please. Lon, please. That's 6 attacks you missed.
Cover me, all right?
Oh no, I'm having one of those
I
rolling
will
sprees
bring
again.
down the divine wrath. Kneel before me.
That's alright. They can't really hit me, and I've got more than enough HP to wait out the bad rolls.
Strike as one.
Hopefully.
The inheritor, guide my blade!
There we go. Come on,
Every
Lon.
strike count.
Well, he made one of... He's missed 8 out of the last 9 attacks.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Eternal Rose, I call upon you. This one's mine.
Come on. Prone, there we go.
Attack.
The light, take you!
There we go. I mean, luckily they cannot do anything. A little tail wag.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Wow. He's made 1 out of the last 12 attacks.
Distract them from me.
And they're all basically at least like 50-ish% chances.
Begone, fiend.
Good grief. Lon caught my bad luck.
Press the attack.
This is awful.
We shall overcome.
There we go.
Into the fray.
Alright, come on, Lon. You've missed 11 out of the last 12.
You won't survive me.
There we go. A hit, a miss. And you made 2 out of the last 15 now. Oh boy.
Time to share your treasures.
I mean, I guess they are skeletons, so maybe it's just going between the ribs or something.
Retreat is not an option.
Do not hold back.
The inheritor. Guide my blade.
There we go. Alright, let's make sure we don't leave any loot outside.
Will guide us.
Okay. In we go. What is this? Who are you? What do you want? All you have to do is die in the name of Baphomet. Have faith, you can do it. Don't you dare! Get away from them! Oh, Socio, where was that 5 minutes ago? This is the end of your blasphemous magic. I won't let you harm the living or the dead anymore. Do you think I need your permission? Hey, you, bone bags, stand up and kill. Oh no, I'm surrounded.
Did we find trouble? No, they did.
Alright, let's take out these zombies.
Take you.
Cover me, all right?
Down he goes.
Kneel before me.
You know, I've had just about enough of this. I'm gonna go beat up the Necromancer. I'm not gonna fight all of his summons. I'm just gonna go beat him down. That book reading nerd. This will teach you to read.
Endure this.
You think you can just read and get away with it? Like that? Don't use prayer. No, I'm surrounded. Reading is not allowed. No reading the Necronomicon.
Will bring down the divine wrath.
To the fray! Huh.
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
Down he goes.
This one's mine.
Who got that kill? Oh, Regal got that one. Oh no. More skeletal champions.
Make every strike count.
Alright, so it's time for some healing. Think he's gonna be mad we killed his people? Nah, these are zombies, you know? Like, I feel like, you know, he's a skeleton, they're zombies. Like, I mean, he might... Like, we're kind of just freeing them, right? Like, you know, he's obviously a free skeleton. These skeletons are, like, you know... They're entirely just servants to that necromancer's will. I feel like it's all good.
Them for me.
Though judging by his appearance and the fact that he keeps his money inside of his head, I think his only kith and kin is gold coins.
We shall overcome. You crossed the wrong mongrel.
Ooh. Lon, you really are the best.
Eternal Rose, I call upon you.
Charge! Swing and a miss. Alright, Woljif.
Time to share your treasures.
Ouch. We'll have Hamlet go back her up. Same with Regal.
Retreat is not an option.
That law is very dramatic charge ended in not so dramatic finish.
You won't survive me. Your performance is lacking.
He just crit twice. He's like, alright, I missed like 13 out of my 15 attacks outside. Let me crit twice in a row. Alright, thanks, Lon. Trying to get my camera adjusted here.
Take you.
Alright. I think it was just better at this angle, probably.
Cover me, all right? Huh?
Well. Man, the ham can really run. But he has a dash action, too. Dash, dash, dash. Ah, true. It is, as Hawk would say from Seven Deadly Sins. Piggy trap, piggy trap, piggy trap.
Attack!
She can just stay there. This guy
Zappy or
should
Zappy?
die.
Why not both?
Hopefully. There we go. Necromancer, I surrender. Stop. I give up. Don't hit me. The young man in black robes throws his hands up in a dramatic gesture. You damned rat. How dare you? Suddenly, Socio becomes a totally different person. The artist's delicate hands clench into fists. While his voice comes out as a menacing roar, he leaps at the necromancer and breaks his nose with a single blow. You scumbag. I remember you. You came to our temple begging for healing just a month ago. We fed you, we shared our table with you, and took you in. Then I don't even know what I'm gonna do with you. Ooh, dang. Stop it, I surrender. Your social ignores the necromancer's cries of pain, punching him right in the teeth. Ugh, he spits out blood but continues. Fighting past the wild blows when increasing bruised face. You're a priest of Shayla, I've surrendered, so you must spare my life. Your goddess demands it. Don't listen to his lies. He deserves death. Be justice to kill him on the spot. That's right. We're Judge Dreading this up. Holy crap. He just keeps haymakering this guy. Socio looks at his bloodied hands in disgust and pushes the battered cultist away. No, there's no justice in killing him right now. It would be a simple act of revenge. I had absolutely no idea there's so much rage in me. It's a shame, a disgrace, but I must admit that I enjoyed beating him. Forgive me for letting you see me like this. It should never have happened. Socio wipes the necromancer's blood off his knuckles and steps away from him. You are the commander and he's your captive. It's up to you to decide his fate. We'll go for the lawful method here. We will imprison him. He lets out a sigh of relief. That's the right thing to do. Thank you. I mean, gotta go with the lawful way. Should execute him, but at the same time, we'll lock him up, and then we'll execute him properly. He examines the devastated graveyard, then diverts his attention to the terrified townspeople. It's alright, you're safe now. We should bury the bodies again. This is a place of peace, and we must not leave it desecrated like this. The townsfolk are clearly terrified of even looking at the fallen undead, but Socio's soft words reassure them. As they work together, the graveyard soon regains its tranquil appearance. After a prayer, Socio bows his head before the graves of his friends for the last time. May the eternal rose grant them peace at last. Let's be on our way. We have many more innocents to protect from the horrors of this war. Oh, and I ranked up. All right, so I'm gonna level up, I think, and let's see. How long have we been streaming? We're almost 3.5 hours. Okay. Let's at least mount the ham before we do anything else. Let's see. We can finally do that. All right. We also have some options here really quick. Okay. Where's the sorter? Mounted combat. Mounted shields. Tier mounts AC. There it is. That's the feat I wanted. Whoa! Oh, whoa!
Together we stand.
Ha ha ha! Yes! Out of the way!
Godspeed.
Let's rank them up. Let's see here. Armor proficiency, medium barding. There it is. That's what we wanted. So we can put, and not to be outdone here, we can finally put medium barding, muscle warmer, hide barding. What's the difference? How does it look? Okay. Oh, not much difference. Okay. Let's see. What does this do? Cold resistance. Oh, nice. That's actually really good. So what's his stats now? I know that does give him some penalties, technically, but... He's got 37 AC right now? Jeez. Yeah, pretty much the only thing that stops him are spells. Yeah. 37 AC. Even my AC isn't that high. Actually, I think his AC even gets higher when I add my shield bonus to him, I believe. Natural armor, companion, muscle warmer, mounted shield. Okay. So no, that is with mounted shield. So with mounted shield, he gets plus 3. 37 armor. Jeez. All right.
Hesitate. I stand ready.
That's amazing. Actually, let me check what his damage is. He does a d6 plus 10. Nice. That's actually quite good.
I will not falter.
Can't wait to see how this performs in combat. Should be pretty good. Magic ratio. Your mounts AC. Yeah.
Our time has come.
Yeah, that is something else. Alright. That is awesome. Alright, I will probably level everyone up off screen, but we are hitting about the 3.5 hour mark, so I'm going to go ahead and call it for tonight. I'm going to be back probably about the same time tomorrow. I will probably stream tomorrow until around 8:30 or so my time, so I'll probably stream a little bit longer tomorrow than I did today, but I do need to go and get some food made and get something to eat. But thanks everybody for stopping by. It has been a blast. I'm going to save here real quick, and I will be back on tomorrow, and I hope you all have a very, very good night. Alright. For those of you that are still here, I'm going to leave you off with a friend of mine. If you like Phasmophobia or anything like that, that's what he's playing right now. So I hope you all have a good night and enjoy.